Francis Truth Tour, organized by a former city councillor who says Windsorites deserve to know the truth about the Utilities Commission.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Susan Pedler. A former city councillor wants to shed some light on what he believes is happening at Enwin and the Windsor Utilities Commission. Ken Lewenza Jr. is launching a campaign for open management of the city's Utilities Commission. He started with a bus tour today. Alison Johnson was on the bus, and she joins us now to tell us all about it.
Yes, Susan, it was a bit of a family day field trip today, and the reason Lewenza says this is all necessary is because decisions are being made behind closed doors that affect our tax dollars, and because Enwin is a corporation, we never get to know. Now, he's worried that the same thing could be happening at the Windsor Utilities.
It's called the Eddie Francis Truth Tour, a free guided ride organized and paid for by former city councillor Ken Lewenza Jr. Nearly 3 hours of citizen-driven democracy, including 6 stops where the former chair of the Windsor Utilities Commission shared what he called the truth.
But out of protection, my lawyer has indicated it's probably in my best interest that I say, like Chris Vander Dolen's column, it's my opinion.
And he has a lot of opinions when it comes to Enwin.
That the reason why we stopped here today is because that is your asset. Enwin belongs to you. But unfortunately, because Enwin is corporatized, you know very little about what's actually happening here.
Lewenza spoke of irresponsible spending decisions, a culture of intimidation, and a governance structure stacked with friends of Eddie Francis. Lewenza says he was inspired to speak out by Todd Langlois, the recently fired City Auditor General.
I have 100% confidence the reason why Todd Langlois was fired was because of what he was going to find here at the Enwin operations.
Councillor Alan Halberstadt was along for today's ride. He says there's a closed-door meeting scheduled for tomorrow at the utilities to talk governance, and a merger is likely in the works for Enwin and the Utilities Commission.
I've always been very suspicious because Enwin meetings are all private, and now WUC meetings are becoming private, and that's very concerning to me, and I think it should be concerning to the general public.
Today's bus riders were inspired by what they heard.
All our information, share it with your next-door neighbor. Let's start taking a stand within the community.
Lewenza says this isn't the final stop in his campaign for answers.
Today's just the start of something bigger. Hopefully we're going to move into city councilors' wards and start having them explain what in the heck's going on in our city.
That part of the campaign starts in a couple of weeks.
We want to know what you think. Should Enwin and the Windsor Utilities Commission each be audited? Have your say at cbc.ca/Windsor. The Your Say segment is on our homepage.